Hi everyone, my name is Nomkhosi Kulugama and welcome to my YouTube channel, Notes from a Pad. So today what I'd like us to do is to basically reflect on this recent holiday that we have celebrated, which is International Workers' Day. It was on the 1st of May, 2024 in this case. So Lily Holiday, I've been thinking about it. I've been thinking about it a lot because I just feel like, at least for me, okay, maybe I can say for us, representing some of the South Africans, I can feel like it is losing its value or it has lost its value. I don't know, maybe it's because I'm kind of thinking a lot in the yesteryears, whereby May Day nje, it was like, I mean, it's also known as May Day. May Day was usuku labasebenzi. May Day was a day which is full of activities, rallies, different types of programs which were mostly facilitated or organized by a trade union movement, which is a representative of the workers. But these days, I think unyaka nonyaka kuba worse. Like, I don't know. It probably says a lot about what we are going through as workers in the country. Okay, so but maybe let me just start with these questions which have been bogging my mind. Okay, what did you do when this past holiday? Wednesday, what did you do? What did you get up to? Because Mina, I went for a hike. I went hiking on Workers' Day. I thought, okay, let me celebrate this day in this way. And then my other question is, what does this day mean for you? What does Workers' Day mean for you or mean to you? And I'm asking you, in 2024, does it still make sense for us to actually celebrate Workers' Day? And I'm emphasizing celebrate, because if we are, then my question is, what exactly are we celebrating? And obviously, do people even know what it means? Do people know what it represents? It is supposed to be celebrating the workers. It is supposed to be about the empowerment of the workers. It's supposed to be about workers being conscientized about their rights as well, and them having a chance of expressing their grievances to their employees. But in this case, the nice thing is that AMA workers, they are supposed to be coming together as a collective, as workers, rather than as like different groups based on their employers. Okay. So like, as you can hear the word, or like the concept, it says Workers' Day. So it does not differentiate between young or old, privately employed, public employee, public servant, permanent, casual, migrant worker, whatever kind of worker. It does not differentiate. It doesn't make those categories. So it's all about the workers. But what does it represent? And even with these categories that I'm mentioning, one would say it definitely represents different things. Okay. What is the significance of celebrating Workers' Day when we know kind of the unemployment rates in South Africa? When we know the different pieces of legislation, we know them, but we know that they are not being implemented in the different spaces at which we work. What does it mean when more than half the population is sitting at home unemployed? What does it mean when a reasonable number of even graduates, people who have actually went to higher education institutions and they've graduated in different professions, but they still can't find jobs? And when these are the people who have been encouraged to go to school, and I'm also not those people who encourage people to go to school, but these are the people who really believe advancing your education will give you more opportunities or better opportunities, or greener pastures. But most of them are finding themselves sitting at home, being stuck, being discouraged, being like demotivated, just not understanding, and being frustrated, and sometimes even being depressed, not understanding what is supposed to be the use of education if they can't even find opportunities to actually use the education that they've been gathering over the years. So then obviously things like, are you a worker or are you employed, or obviously both, concepts affect you, because some people are employed but some people are not employed. Well, okay, let's say they're self-employed, and so their income depends on them, or depends on how much they push as individuals. Their income is not standard. Okay. Do you think there is work beyond employment? If you are unemployed, have you tried to find work without worrying about the wage, like the wage labor? Is it something that makes sense to you? Is it something that you've ever thought about? Okay, so if not that, then I don't know, like what are the options? What options do you have? What options do you think that you have in terms of making a livelihood? Okay, if you're employed, are you unionized? Are you under any union if you are employed? And if not, why are you not unionized? Is it because there's no union in place, or is it because you're not interested, or is it because they've let you down before, or it's because you think they're not effective anymore? But if you are unionized, do you feel that, are you getting the value? Do you see the benefits of being unionized? Is it something that you're encouraging your co-workers to get into? Do you think the unions are doing their jobs? Do you think the unions are winning? Do you think they are fighting hard enough for the workers? Yeah. And also, did your union organize any event for this past May Day that we've just come from? Yeah. So I don't know, like it would be nice to hear people's views on these questions, because I think they're important. There's no way that we cannot think about these questions when things are getting bleak in South Africa in terms of opportunities for making a livelihood, in terms of work opportunities, in terms of employment opportunities, and we know what COVID did to us. COVID, it taught us different types of work. COVID taught us different ways in which we can, different and sometimes creative ways in which we can do the work that we used to do anyway. But also COVID took away a lot of our work, a lot of jobs. COVID took away a lot of incomes for people. COVID definitely took away even people themselves. It took away a lot of our loved ones. So it had a lot of repercussions also in terms of work. And we have not fully recovered from the consequences that COVID had in our lives. But going back to the concepts of work, in South Africa, we have issues. We have high unemployment rates, but we do have, like, I can say, a nice set of legislations. We have quite a number of really good, I would say, legislations, which unfortunately are not reflective of our not only employment rates, but just like the status of the worker in South Africa. So I'll count maybe 5 key ones. I believe we have the Labor Relations Act. We have the Basic Conditions of Employment Act. We have the Employment Equity Act. We have the Skills Development Act. And we have, what else can I consider key? We have Health and Safety Act. I think those are like just first few probably key legislations that we have in South Africa, which are supposedly there to protect the workers as well as the employers, but mainly the workers. But are the workers really benefiting from these pieces of legislations? And if not, what's the point? Similarly to Workers' Day holiday. Okay, unless a holiday is really just a day for us to rest, where we just don't have to go to work, okay, then again, it's a day for us to rest and not go to work. But if it has any significance, I don't know what you think it is. And I'm not saying that there's no significance for it, but I'm just kind of worried from observing how this day in South Africa used to be celebrated over the past decade or two, or even more, compared to what we are having now. But also just relating those events, those celebratory activities that we used to have, to the actual lived reality of the people. Because even if we still had a lot of them, I'm sure they'll suffer from attendance, because like what is being celebrated? What are people celebrating? Are we celebrating unemployment rates? Are we celebrating bad conditions at work, or bad employment conditions, bad working conditions? Are we celebrating the fact that people are informally employed and they don't have benefits? Are we celebrating the fact that South Africa has high crime rates, which puts all of us at risk, those who are formally employed, but also those who are informally employed, who are affected by violence, different types of violence that takes place in South Africa. For example, if you have a spaza shop, people, they rob you. And even if you are selling on the road, people will just come and claim your stuff. So, I mean, sometimes even our so-called kind of security forces, let me just call them that, sometimes we see them, we witness them almost like harassing the informal workers who are working on the streets. So what does Workers' Day mean to you? And how did you celebrate the holiday? What did you do? Did you even think about the fact that it was Workers' Day? Do you feel that you are a worker? Are you working? And what sense does this make to you? Can we try and improve it? How can we improve it? Is there something that we can do as a people to hopefully celebrate better, to hopefully tell a different story, tell a better story in the next decade to come about this Workers' Day and us as workers in South Africa? Yeah, so these are just my reflections, of which I thought, let me throw them out there for you guys to think about them. And yeah, you can comment on the comment box down below, and yeah, just tell me what you think. Tell me how you celebrated. Tell me if there's anything that you think needs to be fixed, or if you feel like, no, this is good, no, this is okay, you can just move on. No, people should just be self-employed. People must just hustle because ayikho le ndaba yokufunakala komsebenzi. Or abantu abayeke nokufunda, no-NSFAS uhluphile, nama-institutions ahluphile, no-government uhluphile. So nje kuningi angazi, kodwa ekugcineni kuyas-affecta as workers. So what do you guys think? Let me know.